Hey, babe, welcome back to the Turned On Woman podcast. This is your host, Lauren Schaefer. This is your space to turn on your energy so that you can be the most magnetic woman and make dating super fun, enjoyable, easy, and effortless because you attract who you are being. This is the space where you make the mental, emotional shifts so that you can actually turn on your energy. And today, it's all about energy because I'm sure you've heard energy is everything. Everything is energy. And that is true. And this has landed for me on such a deep level after knowing last year that I received my man by literally claiming that it was going to be through who I was being, because I also fully believed that I would meet a man in person, which you can too. You don't need to be on a dating app. So I knew that I would attract a man by who I was being, and I knew that it had to do with my energy. And I have been obsessed with energy for the past 3 years that, of course, it just finally landed for me last year, fully like embodying all the things that I learned about energy, having tested the waters in dating. I mean, it was already working for me, and I finally refined my energy to what I was looking for, to literally being the frequency of the man that I wanted to manifest, because we know that we manifest things when we are the frequency of that which we want to manifest. That's literally the definition of manifestation, is when you are matching the frequency. So on that note, everything is energy. Everything has a frequency to it. It is vibrating at a certain frequency. So I'm not going to get super like sciencey with it because I'm obviously not an expert at that level. But here's what ultimately landed for me so recently. Of course, after the fact, I've already been dating my boyfriend for 8 months, and I heard this quote and I was like, duh, I've heard that before. And it's literally the quote, I'm sure you've heard it before: energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is only transformed. And I feel like I've always known that, but it hasn't actually been in my conscious awareness as of lately. And it makes so much sense to me, because when I talk about turning on your energy, you're not actually creating any new energy, because energy cannot be created. You're not trying to get the energy from somewhere else. It's coming from within you. This is also why the answers are always within you. This is why then you are going to meet a man where you believe that you can meet him. So if you're telling yourself, I need to be on a dating app, that is where, you're going to try to meet him, but you might have energy actually working against you once you're getting on the app, because you're looking for things like validation. This is why the apps get so messy, is because you're actually looking for validation, and it's taking you on this emotional roller coaster of does he like me? Does he not like me? Are you looking at, superficial, surface level characteristics versus, really looking for something deeper. So anyway, this is why you do not have to be on a dating app, is because your energy is going to be doing the work for you. And those beliefs that you hold, the beliefs that come from the thoughts that you frequent thoughts, and how that makes you feel, all of that determines your state of being. And of course, I also do sensual body work with women, that this is also about your connection to your body, because that is your energetic vessel as well, and super important as women, and the power that we hold, and how our body is giving off energy, and how we can lead ourselves with our body and our energy. So everything has a frequency. You are always emitting a frequency, and that frequency is your state of being. And that state of being, as I just said, is created by your thoughts and your beliefs, and your emotions, and your connection to your body. So your energy within you, then, you have all the energy that you need, because energy is neither created nor destroyed. So in order for you to meet the man that you desire, the one that's going to commit to you, that wants to build a life with you, that wants to have babies and travel the world and do all the things that you're into, one that is literally aligned to your vision and your values, he simply energetic shifts away from you, because you just have to go through you to get to him, which means you have to go through your energy and transform your energy that is holding you away from the man. So we are always transforming energy, or as I like to say, turning on energy. It's the same thing, because we're always taking lower vibrations that we can either see them as, a lower vibrational emotions. We label them as emotions: doubt, worry, shame, all of those things. But those emotions come from what you truly identify with yourself, believe about yourself, and the thoughts that you're having are creating those emotions. So we shift the emotions by also shifting, changing, rewriting the beliefs and stories that you're telling yourself, and how you identify and what you believe is possible for you in your life, and for you to meet a man and have the relationship and the love that you desire and the family that you want to build and all of the things. So this is why energy is everything. We hear this everywhere. Everything is energy, because it is. Because energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's all within you already. So the way that you liberate this energy is by looking at, why are you not getting the results that you want? What is holding you back? There's literally a gap, because your desire is energetic shifts away. And those shifts that need to be made are emotional and mental beliefs, and also creating this connection with your body. All of this turns on your energy so that you are the frequency of love more often, so that you are allowing yourself to identify, where are these emotional and mental blocks holding you up. All of these blocks will either come from past relationships that you've had, and men always leave me, or men always abandon me, and so you have this belief. But maybe that came from also your childhood. There could be something going on with the figure that was your father figure. And we oftentimes call this the inner child, but the inner child is just these older emotions that we then depict as an inner child, which is a good way of looking at it, of understanding that the little young version of you had to protect herself, and in order to feel safe and to feel loved, in order to make sense of the world. And so sometimes too, or a lot of times when we're younger, then we rely on people, places, things outside of us to bring us the love and the safety that we were needing at that time. But really, we generate it within. If we had been emotionally regulated from a young age, which not to our parents' fault, but if your parents are like mine didn't know how to even emotionally regulate themselves, let alone then, nurture and allow me to learn my own emotional regulation, which is why we are learning it now as adults. And so receiving the man that you desire comes from this emotionally regulated state of being. And it's not to get to perfection. The thing is you don't need to clean out your entire closet of negative emotions and negative beliefs and things like that, because the work will continue when you are with a man. But you need to get yourself to a certain point, which is a dominant vibration of love when it comes to yourself. And the man is just a reflection of that. So having the boundaries and the standards that are allowing you to love yourself and to create value within your energy. Because your energy, again, I said this in my last podcast, you can't just be available for anybody, because then your energy is dispersed. It's it doesn't have a container. It doesn't have value. It's too available. So with your own standards and boundaries around how you allow men to treat you and what you are therefore then available for, then your energy is more valuable. Sorry, the dog's on my property are going crazy. Hopefully you can't hear them too much. So you're creating the value around your energy, but you have the energy that you need within you. Your energy needs to be transformed from past experiences, whether near experiences, recent experiences, or all the way from childhood as well. Whenever I work with clients, we're always looking at past relationships, because that is the point. That's where we know, okay, you don't want that. So what is it that you do want? You do want more of this. He broke up with you, and so now you think that you're not worthy and you're afraid you're never going to find a love like that again. That's a limiting belief that needs to be transformed into, I get to receive the love that I desire and deserve. And then other expansive beliefs that counteract the limiting belief, so that you can actually start to believe that this is available for me. Because you cannot be in fear as at the same time as love. Because does it feel good to have a belief that is, I'm never going to find a man that I love again, like he was the only one? That feels like, oh my God, like you missed your one shot in life. Like, no, that's not true. That's not expansive. Doesn't feel good. So when we rewrite and rework your identity that has these beliefs, we're going towards expansive beliefs that feel good, because your job in life is to feel good. But it's not your fault that these patterns have happened. It's your conditioning and, patterns that have happened. They're not your fault. They were your way of learning to be accepted, feel safe, and receive love from the past. But now, as a sovereign adult, you now get to reparent that part of you that is like, oh, wait a second, I don't need to do something or hold on to someone or, allow myself to be treated in a certain way, or I don't need to hold back on my desires in life in order to be loved and accepted and feel safe. I actually need to be more about my desires, and I need to love myself and prioritize myself first, even if that means that someone else is going to walk away, because I need to take care of me first. I need to love me at this point. So your conditioning is not your fault, but it is your responsibility now as the sovereign adult version of you to reparent that younger version of you. And this is exactly what I do with my clients. As we transform this energy, we're reparenting your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your connection to your body, allowing yourself to fully be alive within yourself, so that you are creating your reality and you are raising your internal vibrational frequency so that you can become a match to love. Now, again, I was saying this isn't about cleaning out your entire closet and finding all of, your old conditioned patterns and things like that. No, but it's about moving in the world, having a dominant vibration. You can think of like a seesaw or like a scale. Your dominant vibration, like the high, you need to raise your frequency of love higher than your frequency of fear, doubt, worry, lack, because you can't be in both at once. So anytime that you are, leaving the house, going about your day, I talked about this with my clients all the time. It's like, take on this perspective of Delulu. Take on this perspective, this lens of love, because you can't be in both at once. So it's like, again, this is all working for you, not happening to you. It's happening for you. And all the relationships that you've had in the past have happened for you in order to highlight an area within you where you can reclaim your energy, your love, your own internal safety. But if you haven't yet gone back and reclaimed that for yourself, you're still going to be carrying it with you. You haven't integrated the lesson. It just felt like hurt and disappointment. And those energetics, that emotion gets stuck. It's like stuck energy. And that's what's weighing you down rather than allowing you to transform it, turn it on so that it can be alchemized into love and possibility and joy and play. And you leave the house and you're like, I know that I'm so fully worthy and deserving, and I could meet a great man at any moment. Like, you just walk through, this is like walking through the world like, you are God's gift to earth, because you are. Honey, you are God. Your consciousness, like, you are God. You are creating your reality. So it's time to start acting like it. And also the frequency of love and joy and God consciousness and did I already say, like, the state of receiving is not in a rush. So often I see that when women want to rush, that is when you are actually going against your own energy. You're going against what's meant for you, because the lesson there is that, like, you don't have to rush to get to what you want. You have to be in full trust. And what we call, divine timing is simply alignment with this trust and this ability to receive this higher frequency state. And it's also a very regulated nervous system. They're all the same state of being. But if you are worried and you're rushing, that's this energy of lack, of, I'm afraid that I'm not going to get there in time. But the lesson is that you're always on time. And so even as I was going through my life last year, going through a period of, grief first, when I was going through a breakup, and I knew I was going to meet my man in 2024, I was like, but I'm not in a rush. Like, I knew I had to process these heavy emotions of grief, and I really had to look at, what is this showing me within me? This, this doubt, this insecurity, this instability without a man. I was like, no, that none of that is true, because I'm the creator of my reality. So I'm going to continue to create my life to the best of my ability. And I know that the man is going to be on that path. So I just have to continue on my path for me. And he will be a byproduct. He will be the reflection of me. He'll come along at the time that he's meant to. And I had a friend ask me, you're putting this out on Instagram that you're claiming, your man in 2024. What if you don't meet him? And I said, it doesn't even matter, because all that matters is that I feel good, that I'm not attached, that it wasn't like, oh my God, I said that on Instagram and now I have to make it happen. That the exact opposite of that is what I needed to do. Like, that would have, if I needed to make it happen and go on a million dates, and like, if I thought that people are expecting this of me, oh my gosh, that would have destroyed my energy. It would have destroyed my state of receiving. I just needed to fully believe and trust that I am enough, that I am always enough, that I am right on time, and like all these other, where the grief was coming from, all of that I needed to integrate as well in order to transform my energy. And to then, once I really started to transform my energy, it was like I was taking on the energetics of being Delulu, and I was having fun going out in the world, and I was creating my reality. And so it didn't matter whether or not I met the man last year, because I was like, I'm just doing this for me to feel good. It actually feels fun and feels edgy and feels playful for me to claim this. So why wouldn't I just do it? And again, like, the man is not something to go and get. He's already yours. You're simply aligning your energy, alchemizing your energy, transforming your energy, turning your energy on. However you want to say it, it's all the same, because it feels good to do so, and because you learn about yourself in the process of doing that. And you learn so much. Like, when I was working with a client, she was like, oh my gosh, I thought you were going to just give me like some feminine energy tips. She's like, I didn't really know what to expect. She actually signed up with me as a private client on a whim after hearing a podcast. And we don't just work on just like your dating life. It's how you are reacting in all areas of life, because we are always either responding to life from a lens of love or a lens of fear. And so it ripples out into every area in life. And you don't even have to be actively dating to benefit from working from me. I'm just going to say this here and now because you're always responding to your life on a day-to-day basis, and you have past experiences with relationships and even like with your parents and things like that. All of that can be looked at and is a way for you to embody a turned on woman. That's our starting point, and we see, okay, these are the spots where we need to be alchemizing your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, building your connection to your sensuality and your femininity and your woman, so that you can turn on your energy, so that you're walking around again like God's gift to earth in anything that you are doing throughout your day. And then we fine tune and refine your filter, your lens of how you are receiving life. Oh, it's so good because it impacts every area of life. It impacts every relationship that you have, whether it's with a coworker, whether it's with a friend, whether it is with, someone that you're dating, whether it's with a family member. It impacts all of your relationships. Like, yes, I want you to find your man, but I also want you to have excellent relationships in your entire life. And I want you to be living your life to the fullest without self-sabotaging. Because essentially what this becomes is when we are living out of our conditioning, we are sabotaging the very thing that we desire, but often we are unconscious. That's where you start. It's like you're unconscious of how you're sabotaging yourself because we're not taught how to look at our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions and what they are truly meaning and how they are working and creating our energy. Those are the things that are creating your energy, but you have all the energy within you. You're not creating any new energy when you are turning on your energy. You're transforming those old thoughts, conditioned beliefs, emotions that are stuck from past relationships and past ways of giving and receiving love. This is why energy is everything. Okay, this was such a powerful, potent podcast. I had the inspiration and I was like, let's do it right now. I'm just sitting on my couch. So anyway, that is all about what it means that energy is everything. It's neither created nor destroyed. You have all the energy within you to be a match to the frequency of love, to meet a man. And to raise your frequency means that you are going to take these lower vibration emotions, thoughts, and beliefs and alchemize them into alignment with love, with play, with joy, with possibility. This is what it means to be a turned on woman, is to so fully know your internal world and know how you are creating your energy with every thought, with every belief, with every emotion. And you have the power to turn it on, to transform it in order for you to receive the love that you desire and deserve. All right, my love, that's all I have for you today. As always, you can drop me a DM on Instagram. Let me know what it is that you received from this podcast, any aha moments. And you can check the show notes below for Ready to Receive. This is the place to start turning on your energy. This is a 5-part audio experience for the woman who is ready to receive her man this year. And as always, you can DM me on Instagram for one-on-one work together. All right, my love, I will see you in the next episode.